Developing now, the controversy surrounding the border buoys in the Rio Grande at Eagle Pass is heating up tonight. This after a body was found in those buoys yesterday. They've only been in place for a few weeks. The governor announced the floating barrier at a press conference in June, and installation started in July. Last week, the Justice Department filed a lawsuit against Texas and Governor Abbott, saying the buoys violate human rights and federal law. And on Thursday, a body was found stuck in the southern section of that barrier. The News 4i team's Jordan Elder looked into what comes next for the deceased migrants and if this changes the governor's decision.
One of the big questions still surrounding this case is, did the migrant die before or after they got tangled in the barrier? Mexican officials are working to figure that out. We've received preliminary information that the person drowned underneath one of the international bridges in Eagle Pass, and then their body floated to the area of the buoys. An exact cause of death and identity have not been released yet. Mexican authorities recovered the body and will now perform an autopsy. The Mexican government condemned the barrier yet again, saying in a note that they violate the country's sovereignty. Quote, "We made clear our concern about the impact on migrant safety and human rights." Maverick County Sheriff Tom SCHMERBER tells us they're seeing fewer drownings this year compared to last summer.
Well, because last year they were rushing big groups of 80, 100. River, somebody know how to swim.
But when bodies are recovered on the U.S. side, which again was not the case with the body recovered yesterday, SCHMERBER says Operation Lone Star funds, aka your tax dollars, are used to transport and perform autopsies for the migrants. Governor Abbott says that he plans to take this floating barrier fight all the way to the Supreme Court. After this death, we reached out to see if that was still the case. A spokesperson tells us the Mexican government is, quote, flat out wrong about the buoys being involved in this death, again pointing to President Biden and President Lopez Obrador's policies as the reason why we're seeing deaths in the Rio Grande. For the News 4i team, I'm Jordan Elder.